Good morning from Central California. I am Ariana Newcomer, Dove Oracle Priestess, and this is Wisdom Wednesdays. And today is about resonance. I do a full moon channeled message that I send out to my email list each month. And yesterday's message from my guides was all about resonance and its importance and how to more consciously come into resonance with ourselves and with each other and with nature. And so you probably have heard about the concept of resonance when we're talking about voices. That person has a really resonant voice. That person's voice really, kind of warms up the room. The thing that we love in voices is mostly this resonance, and it has to do with the fact that our own voices vibrate our own skeletons, and then our whole body is actually vibrating our voices out into you. So my voice is vibrating me, it's vibrating my own energy fields, and it's vibrating you. And that, of course, happens more in person than it does over a video on the computer like this, but it still happens over a computer like this. And of course, the quality of your speakers makes a big difference in how something sounds coming across. But what the guides were talking about yesterday was not just this aspect of resonating ourselves with our own voices, to resonate ourselves into greater wholeness and happiness and joy, but also to consciously create resonance between each other as human beings, and to consciously create resonance with nature, and to consciously create resonance with our computers and electronic devices, so that we can actually resonate love into the internets, as they say. They always say it plural. Instead of allowing that sometimes very chaotic energy of the internet to affect us. So I've posted the link to the blog on this page. You should be able to find it, and I recommend that you listen to the transmission rather than just read it, although you are welcome to read it, because of the resonance that you'll receive from my voice, from listening to the transmission on the blog. So I suggest that you do that. But really think about resonance. This idea ties back to when I talked about the heart brain a few weeks ago, and creating coherence between the heart and our brain. Our heart has its own energy field and its own intelligence and its own memories, actually. And when we resonate with each other with this resonance of love, we're actually linking up heart to heart. We can create that resonance between our heart energy fields. And it doesn't necessarily mean that we're vibrating at exactly the same frequencies, but that we're vibrating in harmony with each other. And one of the things that they mentioned was in coming into resonance with nature, in coming into resonance with trees, we generally have to slow down, to slow ourselves down, because their timeline is so much longer than ours. Think about how much longer they live than we do. Time runs differently for trees. But this idea of resonance in our own voices is so important. So I want to give you a quick tip here. This is one of the things I teach all of my voice clients, is that if your posture is bad, now listen to the difference between when I'm speaking this way and I'm kind of slumped and my chin is poked forward, and when I'm speaking this way and I haven't really changed anything in terms of the amount of air I'm using, the amount of volume I'm using. I'm just changing my posture, right? And my voice is changing. And I hope you can hear the difference. You can hear that when I speak this way, there's less resonance. And when I speak in this way, good posture, there's more resonance to my voice. You're actually getting more frequencies being broadcast out to you. And we broadcast multiple frequencies with our speaking voices, not just our singing voices. There's something called overtones that we all produce with our voices. And so my voice is producing more a rich band of frequency, range of frequencies when I'm using good posture, because my larynx is close enough to my spine to actually vibrate my bones. And when I do this, then it moves away a little bit and I don't get that same resonance. So if you're going to be speaking, and if you want to really take care of your voice and you want to have your voice be well received, use good posture, because your voice is vibrating you, my voice is vibrating my bones, and your voice is also vibrating all of those around you. So resonance is a really, really beautiful idea to practice with. Coming into resonance with each other so that we can come into heart resonance with other people, but also coming into resonance with all beings on the planet and even into the planet herself. And you probably have heard about the Schumann resonance. It's actually a group of frequencies, the Schumann resonance says, that the Earth produces. And these are very low frequencies. Very low frequencies. So again, we need to let ourselves slow down in order to come into resonance with Earth. And I've been reading recently about other chakras. You may be familiar with the 7 chakra system that's traditionally taught, that comes out of Hinduism and the yoga traditions. There are more than 7, truthfully. And a lot of people talk about something called the Earth Star chakra, which is in the earth below our feet and is our energy center that truly connects us with Earth. And it is actually part of our energy systems, our energy fields. And we really are only healthy when we are in resonance with Earth. And so our constant being on these electronic devices and being inside and being in cities perhaps has really separated us from being really in resonance with Earth. And you can do this just by putting your attention there about a foot or two below your feet into the earth. So if you're actually in, multiple floors up in an apartment, you can just imagine into the earth below this building, into the earth itself. And just imagine that connection. You can imagine it as a column of light, if you like. I like to use golden light because gold is very healing. And as a color, it's a wonderful series of vibrations that really help us heal and come into greater alignment. So practice that resonating with Earth herself, underneath, down below in your Earth Star chakra. And we have this ability, we actually have this ability. This is a regular, normal connection for human beings. And we need to really nourish this and foster it in order to be healthy, because we are electromagnetic systems. We have all these different energy systems. We have our chakra systems. We have our energy fields that extend out this way around us. We have our acupuncture meridians, the energy flows within our bodies. And we also have these other chakras, including the Earth Star below, and then a number of chakras that are above our heads, above the traditional 7th one at the crown. So let's expand our perceptions. Let's expand our ability to resonate. Our electromagnetic systems depend on receiving the earth frequencies, the Schumann resonances. We are beings of earth, much as those of us who are highly spiritual may be focusing on ascension and getting off planet, getting out of the school of karma, the soul coming back, et cetera, et cetera. What if we could just really enjoy being in this human body and treat it as a member of planet Earth, as the whole system that is Gaia? And to do that, we have to really come into resonance with Earth. So I encourage you to explore this idea. of your Earth Star chakra as a way to help you be energetically healthier. And you will find that you become calmer and that you begin to feel stronger as you connect in more with Earth resonance. And then play around with resonating your own voice. Listen to the blogs. There are some suggestions about what to do in the resonance channeling from yesterday. Play around with your own voice as your own sound healer, and play around with connecting heart resonance with other humans and with other beings on Earth. So I would look forward to talking with you. If you want to talk with me about the possibilities for working together and developing more resonance in your voice, which is your own sound healer, I would be happy to pop a link into the comments so that you can schedule time to talk with me. See you next time. Oh, one more thing. Actually, sound travels in bubbles. Sound travels in bubbles. We have this linear idea of how sound travels from looking at pictures of sound waves, right? It actually travels in bubbles. So my voice is actually vibrating back behind me, not just in front of me. So our voice can vibrate our whole energy fields. So think about that. Isn't that fun? Sound travels in bubbles. See you next week.